Welcome to my allotment. This is Bernie's allotment. Hopefully I'm going to be able to show you every month what I do on my allotment. It's January, the sun's shining, you'd think it was the spring, so I'm going to take a quick walk round and show you, well, the situation at the moment. Of course I'll still work, so I'm really down to just a few hours a week. It probably shows like that at the moment, but hopefully as the year progresses we'll be able to do something every month. Well, so here we go. So here we go. Right, what have we got then? We've already got our garlic in. We've got some broad beans already showing. There we go. Those broad beans were put in actually last month. That's a slug set some, so I'll put a few more in and I'll put grit around them to discourage the slugs. Then we come down, we've got garlic, and they're already showing. They were planted in October. There we go. I've got those cages over so the pigeons trying to pull them out. Now I'll try and give you a shot of the whole plot. There we go. So we've got some currant trees here. Currant trees. There's red currants, black currants, and growing up in amongst them I've got loganberries, and one of these days, hopefully this year, I'm going to dig the whole lot out and get some new ones. There are so many different varieties now of fruit bushes that it's not worth going along with the old varieties. Then we've got a strawberry patch, as you can see, and that was last year's at that end, and this year and the year before was at this end. I'm thinking I might actually dig them out and plant some new ones in. Then in the distance there you can see I've got a compost heap, and that's just timber, pallets both end and then joined with timber. That's looking a mess, doesn't it? Then we've got grapevines, and if you look on my YouTube how to make wine, you'll see that we made some excellent sparkling wine from last year's and the year before's. But of course this is January, we've been through Christmas, all gone. It's all gone. Then here we have asparagus. As you can see it's all laid over. That now needs clearing and manuring, and then some grit on the top of that to discourage the slugs. Then we have another grapevine there. They are dessert grapes. And then we come along and we've already put in our shallots here. We put them in on the shortest day. So they're all tucked in and just sitting there waiting for the weather to cheer them up and get them going. And we've got a couple of mobile composts, as I call them. And then this is the remainders of everything, our summer crops. That was sweet corn, which is now all died and finished. 2 lots of sweet corn. We had Chinese sweet corn at this end and Calvin's Glory at the other end. Then we come along and there's our parsnips, which are just being dug now, and that'll be the last half a row there, which I'll dig over the next 2 months. Then we've got sprouts, which have just suffered from 80-mile-an-hour winds last week, but they seem to have survived. Then we've got a couple of broccoli plants, and then coming along to the end there's a remainder of a sunflower which I've left hanging there because there's a really nice looking yellow bird that likes to feed on those, and he's still got half a head there to finish off. And behind there is a row of spinach. And we come on round near the end, we've got an apple tree over in the far corner. an apple tree there. Then we've got some more broccoli and some cauliflower, finishing with the grapevine across the back. That's 2 red grapes, that's Saval and that's Cabernet. And then I've sunk a pond, I've sunk a dinghy here to form a pond to encourage frogs or toads, hopefully, that eats my slugs. So there we go, that's the whole allotment. My project for the day is to prepare the strawberry bed. Should have done it ages ago. And there we go. So, see you. We should have done our digging by now, but well, not necessarily done it by now, but it's not a bad idea to have done it by now, so that your frost can break down the soil. There's lots of debate on whether double digging and deep digging is the way forward, but I like to deep dig, and in the spring a deep rake, but I might even go for a rotavator this year, I'm not sure. So this is the area we're going to dig, full width of the plot. I've already done this side, and that's got me shallots in. So I'm now going to continue across the plot. I should have done this some time ago, but we've had storms and wind, and like all allotment holders, you never get on when you want to get on. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do me double digging, my version of double digging. And the way I like to do it is they cut soil all over the place. If I take out first of all a couple of shovels and move them somewhere, they're going to go back in when I've finished it. So I cut the shovel balls out, and then I simply take that from there and place it there and leave it in plots. And whilst I'm doing it, if there's any weeds or anything that's going to cause any hassle, I'll take it out. Quite that simple. Easy. I'm trying to eradicate peat grass. That is great. And then when I get to the central point, that seems to be where I need to go to. And then this way, that on. So then work my way across like so. Making sure, of course, that coot grass is out. Okay, we've finished the digging, and what we've got is these great big clods, as you can see, and we've persuaded generally for everything, a great deal of soil is now towards the top end where we started, and we've ended up with a trench at the bottom end. But when the frost has broken the soil down, or if we rotivate it in the spring, in the early spring, we will rake it to this end and we'll end up with a level plot. So that is the general idea. Now here's our asparagus bed. It's now all been de-weeded. We've tilled over the top a couple of inches to de-weed it, and I've top dressed it with some well rotted compost. My next job now is to prune the grapevines. That's what we'll be on in a minute. Okay, there we go. Strawberries in. What I've done is I've taken the runners from some of the other strawberries, some of the older ones, and I've transplanted them. I've dug in some from fresh compost from our compost bin. One compost bin, there you go. I've dug that in. I've had a little bit of bloodfish and bone, and then I've added the then I've put the smally plants in, and they're all ready to give me strawberries in the spring. So there you go. Then our other patch that's going to be ours for the smally legumes has all been dug and tilled over, so that's ready to go. All apart from a rogue, looks like a cauliflower. I don't know quite where it's come from, but it looks like it's self-set from somewhere. We're going to leave that and see what comes of it. And the compost heap is now well topped up with most of the weeds that we've dug out. They didn't have seed heads on them, so we've put them in the compost. They should be okay. And we've got one potato in there that was left from last year, and it's sprouted up, so I've put a cold frame around it, tongue in cheek. Who knows, it might give us a few potatoes before the frost gets to it. And the grapevines have all been pruned, ready to go. I'm a lot wiser now, so it's going to take me a couple of years now to get them grapevines to a condition whereby they look more like a professional grapevine instead of an amateur one, which I am only an amateur, I know, but it's taken me a little while to get the hang of pruning them. It's actually quite you need to know what you're doing, and I'm just learning. Though last year, I have to confess, I made some superb white wine, and this year I turned it into sparkling wine. If you look up on my other YouTube, Bernie's Shed, you'll see how I've done it. So there we go. Then we've done the asparagus. It's all been weeded. It's all been weeded, and a top dressing of well rotted compost from our other compost bins, one there and one there. Now those bins can now be topped up as time goes by with our kitchen waste and anything that I get from here. I get grass cuttings as well from the park. And then I've got a bin there all ready to put a potato in, and I'll put polythene over that, and we'll do that in the spring. So it's now time to go home and have an hot Radox bath, I think. Now, I can't fool you, my missus helped me do most of this. I think she's already gone home, and I've got a feeling the bathroom will be all nice and warm already. Okie dokie. So, we'll see you when we're ready to do our next little trick, which I'm not quite sure what's next, probably putting potatoes in. So, bye.